Hey, what's going on, guys? John Lee here with another daily vlog video. Today's Sunday, April 3rd, 2022. And so I have a message for everybody. This is kind of a direct message. And the direct message for today is, we need Donald Trump back in office. I was wondering if he was going to run again with all the political scandals and all this shit. But every time I hear Donald Trump talk, the man makes sense. He calls it like it is. Didn't even take a salary. No president in the history of the United States has ever not taken a salary to do the job. My honest belief, to the true core of who I am, believes that Donald J. Trump is the best person to be our next president of the United States of America. And that's my direct message for today. Look at all the stuff that has happened, and I know a lot of people probably aren't going to like this message. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, but if you haven't been paying attention to the inflation, the pandemic, the election, Afghanistan, Ukraine, all of this stuff, the censorship of big tech, the political scandals, the social media, the mainstream media scandals, Joe Biden's kids' laptop scandal, all of these scandals were all set in play to try to implement this social democratic system. It's really a social justice movement that is really not good for the country. And the last year, Joe Biden has been in office with Kamala Harris. There was hope of a social, justification. But this new Green Deal, trying to shut down all the oil. If you haven't seen all this bullshit with the gas and the borders and all this shit, Donald J. Trump makes the most amount of sense when he says, first things first, we have to secure the borders. We have to keep safety and security our number one priority. And we have to keep somebody in office that's going to make that a priority. We cannot continue going down this path of social, they're fucking Nazis. When you don't want to let other people fucking talk, I'm not even sure where the fuck I am right now. Hopefully I'm not lost. But when you can't even let other people talk if it's a narrative other than what you have to say, you're not really promoting critical thinking. You're not promoting an open dialogue, and you're certainly not promoting, the safety and security of your nation. All this bullshit with Ukraine and all this bullshit with Joe Biden and this social justice and now the reparations, and I'm just so sick of all the fucking racist bullshit. If you haven't seen this country just fucking crumble and fall to pieces as this administration has divided this great nation even further and further and drove a wedge between everyday Americans and almost squashed out the middle class, that's what people talk about. That's what they're going to be talking about for the next 100 years. But if you have somebody that won't even take a salary because it means that much to them to get it right, not just for us now, but our children and our children's children, and leave this fucking great nation better off than the way we found it. That's what we need to teach our kids. We don't need to teach our kids that we need to be getting into scandals and, sucking the tit of Mark Zuckerberg and all these people. What's up with Joe Biden not giving any fucking credit to fucking Elon Musk for being a technological, innovative genius? But when it comes to GM, it's because he doesn't want to be a union. So it's a narrative other than what these fucking social justice bullshit ass son of a bitches are promoting. And it really all came to a head when the U.S. government tried to interfere in the parenting of everyday Americans and push this social justice warrior bullshit turn it into indoctrination of our schools, our universities, our young children, and they used this fucking pandemic and the fear and played on the fear of everyday Americans, good citizens, good parents, good neighbors, good families, and just crushed them all. Crushed the spirit of the American people. You didn't bring this country together. All you've done is make excuses for everything you've done. And one last thing that I have to say about the Supreme Court Justice nominee Ketanji, and the fact that Kamala Harris, there's nothing wrong with, equity. There's nothing wrong with equality. But the fact is, we're not all equal. And the fact is, it is racist to appoint somebody just because you want to promote your ideology. Without it being based on merit, there is no good fucking fundamental reason to appoint somebody based off of their age, sex, color, religion, ethnicity, blah, 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 blah. So to appoint this justice because of their social background and their social agenda, their ideological agenda, which is indoctrination, to appoint somebody, that's why they have these committees and these lawyers that ream these people while trying to say, hey, welcome aboard. We just want to double check, make sure a few different things. Everything about politics is dotting your I's and crossing your T's. But if you're appointing somebody just because they're a woman and just because they're black or of color or a certain ethnicity, I'm sorry, but that's racist as fuck. And everyday fucking Americans like you and me, people watching this video, people that are starting to pay attention when our kids are coming home talking about all this bullshit, and when you got Disney and all these people that are using this fear-mongering and as a tool, and this pandemic as a tool to indoctrinate this ideology into the young minds and poison the young minds and our future, that's when a lot of us parents, you can fuck with the parents quite a bit. Parents are pretty tolerant, but they're not tolerant at all when you're fucking with their kids. Okay? We're not having this shit. It's got to stop. This is my direct message. We need Donald Trump. If you can find me somebody, anybody in the fucking world that would be a better fit for the United States of America, drop your comments below. Let me know. I don't see anybody that has made as much sense as Donald J. Trump. And, he makes me feel good about having hope again. Every other fucking Democratic son of a bitch makes me feel hopeless. Makes me feel like our country, our great country, is doomed. So what are we going to do about it? Hey, all that shit Trump's talking about, all those fucking weapons and shit that we left over in Afghanistan, $80 billion with the best technology in the world. None of this shit adds up, people. And if you don't start waking up, that's the kind of woke we need to get. Which is the kind that we're going to stand up to this fucking tyrannical fucking bullshit ideology, far left, extremist, Marxist bullshit. That is not America. That is not me, and that shit ain't for me and my family, and it's not for my community. We need to start by putting somebody in office that cares more about this country than they do about their fucking bank account. And Donald J. Trump is the man to get it done. If you look at, all you have to do is look at the statistics. All you have to do, the work speaks for itself. What he accomplished, is what we need. The things he is saying is what we need. All I want to know is, why in the fuck are we still not impeaching Joe Biden? I mean, there's every kind of destruction happening to the people, the will, the morale. our security, our economy, every single aspect of what a great country used to be has now been turned to shambles because of Joe Biden and this socialistic democratic administration. I'm John Lee. Don't forget, if you like videos like these, be sure and hit that like and subscribe button for me. It just helps push videos like these out to other viewers like yourself. We got to do something, people. Drop your comments below. Donald J. Trump 2024. It's only getting started.